The hallway of memories and epiphanies. Guilt is man's worst prison. It's the place where dream is confused with reality, where time does not exist, neither yesterday, nor now, nor tomorrow, where the dead dwell in an infinite cycle of memories and epiphanies, said a voice. Hearing this, followed by the sound of a police car, Jeff slowly turned his head to look out the window facing the street. He felt like he had heard these words before, but he didn't remember where, when, and who might have said them, so he decided to ignore this feeling. He was so drunk that it was too hard for him to focus on a fixed point of view. He heads to a gay nightclub that was in the neighborhood where he lived, a small place where three black men staring at him when he was ordered at the bar. Two of them told him that they have seen him before in the same place, and in fact, Jeffrey frequently went to the bar a lot of times. People saw him going out with different men. The strange thing was that the men who dated him were never seen again. But in reality, no one gave importance to this fact, so Jeffrey kept going constantly and present himself as a professional photographer and promised to pay $15 for whoever who posed in a photo shoot.
I saw you dancing, and I like your features. They are very marked. You will be a good model for my photographs.
Said Jeff to the group of men. Tracy and his two friends looked at the white, golden-haired man who approached them and offered them a drink.
Jeff, nice to meet you. I'm a photographer, and I would like to take some pictures of you.
He said. The three men looked at each other and laughed. Not photos, I guess. That's your specialty? Said Tracy while smiling.
Also, I can pay you guys. I will give you $50 to pose for me.
Said Jeff. I am not going to pose naked for 15, said one of the men.
What about you? Are you going to pose for me?
Said Jeff as he stared at Tracy and took a sip of his drink. You're not going, are you? Said the man at the bar as he looked at Tracy. You don't get 15 around the corner. Besides, I owe this month rent, said Tracy as he looked at his friend. Jeff and Tracy leave the bar while chatting about their daily lives. And when they get to the apartment, Jeff opens the door and Tracy goes straight to Jeff's fish tank to wash. Jeff locks the door and Tracy turns to look at him. Then he turns again to continue detailing the fish. Jeff goes to the kitchen and takes a bottle out of the fridge, pours 2 glasses. Put it now, I told him. He takes a small bag out of his pocket to put the entire contents of the envelope into one of the glasses. Looks back to make sure no one is watching, and finally offers the glass to Tracy. Well done, I exclaim. Tracy takes the entire content of the glass, while Jeff watches and takes his drink as well.
Let's go to the bedroom.
Jeff says. Tracy follows him to his room. Jeff turns on the TV. What are we going to watch? Asked Tracy.
My favorite movie. I play it every day.
Jeff answers as he inserts a cassette with The Exorcist 3 written on with black marker. Tracy begins to settle on the right side of the bed when, out of the corner of his eyes, he sees a figure lying on the floor. He slowly turns around to see what's in there, and when he looks, he can't believe what he's seeing. A man with a black complexion next to a large pool of blood. around his head. I forgot I have something to do in the house. I have to go, Tracy said, while he slowly got out of the bed and his hands began to sweat.
You can't leave. The movie is about to start.
Say Jeff. The body asshole. You left it next to him. I yell at him. Jeff goes to the right side of the bed and throws Tracy onto the bed. Tracy starts sweating and looks to his side. He can't stop looking at the body lying face down.
Him? Don't worry, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him.
Jeff says as he touches Tracy's legs trying to calm him down. Even if he wants to, he won't be able to escape. I say in loud. Jeff looks at the TV while Tracy starts to cry silently.
Look, this is my favorite part of the movie.
Jeff says as he moves the TV control. Jeff drops the TV control just at the part where a loud, high-pitched scream is heard. But Tracy feels no motivation to look ahead. He's shaken. He kisses Jeff and he takes off his shirt to pose in different ways trying to provoke him. Do you like this pose? Tracy says to Jeff while tears stream desperately from his face. I really like his desperate face. It's the perfect moment to take his picture. It's fascinating because he knows exactly what is going to happen to him. I told him.
I will get the camera. Wait here.
Jeff said as he moved to the door and looked at Tracy carefully. He quickly leaves the room to get the camera, and when he comes back into the room, he sees Tracy still lying posed on the floor. Jeff turns for a moment to turn on the camera when he feels a strong hit on the back of his head. With a loud bang, the sound of a glass breaking. It was a lamp that Tracy exploded over Jeff's head as he ran out as fast as he could in the direction of the apartment door. Stand up quickly, he's going to get away, I yelled at Jeff. Tracy was trying with all his might to open the door. Jeff runs towards him and tries to hit him to stop him from escaping. However, Tracy hits Jeff in the stomach, who falls to the ground. He managed to open the lock of the door and runs out while screaming for help. The figure of Tracy slowly fades away as he runs down the hallway. In the end, everything led Jeff to that moment, to that place, to that situation. Time passed so slowly, but his anxiety grew more and more. He felt a pressure in his chest, like a bad feeling that told him that the day will never end. Deep inside, Jeff felt like he already lived this moment. He rubbed his eyes closed as he imagined it was all a bad dream. He desperately needed someone to wake him up. He wished he was everywhere but not there. He took a moment, but it was too hard to breathe. He felt suffocated. He wanted to run, to scream, to escape from where he was. He thought about it carefully until the point when he started to hear a beep sound in his head. Jeff hated that kind of sound, and this more than ever. The worst thing was that it didn't stop and finally made him lose the little sanity he had left. Desperate, he opened the door and started running like never before in his life, and most importantly, without looking back. He found himself in a hallway full of pictures of him, moments of his life, his family, and more. He felt strange, but he decided to keep running, to reach the door that was at the end of the hallway, but as he advanced, he began to think that this hall had no end, because the door, no matter how much he ran, was still far away. At the moment, the beeping became more intense, and finally, it changed to the voice of an audio announcer, repeating a phrase over and over again without ceasing. Guilt is man's worst prison. It is the place where dream is confused with reality, where time does not exist, neither yesterday, nor now, nor tomorrow, where the dead dwell in an infinite cycle of memories and epiphanies. Even though in his head he started to think his effort was in vain, he kept running until a point where he was so agitated, sweating, and feeling like his heart was going to burst out of his chest, he had to stop. And he heard a sound of a police car, but he ignored it. He just closed his eyes for a moment, and when he opened them, he had the door at the end of the hallway in front of him. He got excited and even more desperate. He opened the door without thinking about it. For a moment, everything went wild, and then he heard. Guilt is man's worst prison. It is the place where dream is confused with reality, where time does not exist, neither yesterday, nor now, nor tomorrow, where the dead dwell in an infinite cycle of memories and epiphanies, said a voice.